Imagine this. You're living in the big city on your way to work at the local Lockheed Barton missile factory. If you are more than 1 minute late, you will immediately be demoted to test dummy, so you quickly buy a street hot dog and cross the road. But, it seems the hot dog you bought was actually a human leg, and you're now racked with food poisoning. The space police teleport behind you, throw you in a prison ship, and rocket you 300 trillion miles away to a barren planet where you're told you are going to be fighting Sorgath the Starwheeler with your bare hands. Should you die, your family will be generously compensated $7. Ladies and gentlemen, this is life in the Imperial Guard, which is why today we're playing Warhammer 40K GLADIUS. The goal of this game is to take over an entire planet, and in my case, to do it using a human wave offensive of Imperial Guardsmen while somehow staying on the budget, a challenge the Administratum assures me is completely reasonable and not at all designed to get me executed. So I've set up the game already, and we are going to be playing as the Astra Militarum, my favorite 40k faction by far, although Necrons definitely come in number 2 versus the Tyranids, Necrons, Orks, Tau, Drukhari, and the Chaos Space Marines. We are just guy with a gun versus the eldritch abominations of the world. So, getting into the game, this should obviously remind you of, very civilization vibes. Although this game is far more heavily inclined towards combat. Turn 1, the beginning. As the Astra Militarum, we start off with some tech priests who will found us a city, and then 3 squads of guardsmen who are absolute dog water. Love me, guardsmen. Simple as. But these guys are really, really weak. So, we do need to pretty much keep our whole squad together and go claim a bunch of these outposts, which will give us some resources. And we run into our very first enemy, some crude hounds. And then found baby's first city right here. I was trying to think of a clever name for the city because we're just going to recruit tons of guardsmen here, and I couldn't think of anything. So, we're just going to name it Meatpacking Plant 1. This bodes well for the economy. On the left side are our resources, and we're going to start building an Imperial barracks. First things first. Because we need lots and lots of units for us to actually be able to do anything. And then also on our research tree, we are going to probably get the frag grenade, because this is going to make our guards way, way, way better. Unsurprisingly, on turn end, our guardsmen are going to get mauled by... I don't think they even tried. Nice. New feature unlocked. Administratum oversight. Incoming transmission. Oh, what's this? Administratum bulletin 001. Greetings, Commander. Your crusade has been assigned Fiscal Officer Scrivener Tertius Malcador, Quillsworth the 9th. All military expenditures will now be monitored for compliance with Imperial Budgetary Decree 7.6239 millimeters. The Emperor protects, but he does not reimburse unauthorized munitions expenses. Glory to the Imperium. Please acknowledge receipt by signing Form 88-REQ in triplicate. Well, that's ominous. I'm sure this won't come back to haunt me. And we're also going to get our first quest, which is to research and construct a manufactorum. We basically just do these quests to get free stuff. Here you can see the raw power of the Guardsman, which is, admittedly not a whole lot, because we don't do much damage with these guys. I am going to try and keep most of our units together, because they are so weak that if they are anything but... Oh, wait. I think we could finish these guys off. Our guardsmen are better from short range, but mainly what we want to do is just start capturing all of these outposts. Turn 5, First Blood. And taking out these chaos cultists would be also pretty nice. But the outposts are going to be really, really good. Oh no. I think we're going to start losing a lot of units. Something tells me that we are not going to fare very well against the Castellan robot. How much damage do we do? So, okay, that is bad. I really hope this thing... Oh, no, wait. Doesn't that guy repair the other one? Alright. The Imperial Guard is already taking losses and he's already being repaired to full health. This is not a good start. Alright. Well, I'm going to have to do the very un-Imperial thing of just run the hell away. Because this guy is going to kill all of my units if I let him. And also finding out there's a whole bunch of chaos cultists here who are going to ambush us. I probably should have been paying attention. Okay, and now all of the different AI units are going to combine together to probably kill us. We are like 5 turns in, and we've already lost one of our units of Imperial Guard. This is very, very bad.
Incoming transmission.
Administratum Bulletin 002. Notice, unit loss detected. Guardsman Squad Epsilon 7, marked as KIA. Please submit Form 40K-DEA D within 3 standard Tyranid days. Note, replacement squad cost 240 thrones. Your current discretionary budget, 180 thrones. Outstanding balance will be deducted from commander's stipend. The Emperor protects your credit score. Are you kidding me? They're billing me for this? At least we got a frag grenade. At the start of the game, our biggest threat isn't even the other players. It's just all the NPCs that are spawning everywhere. So we are really just going to have to try and produce more guardsmen, which would be really nice. And also slowly acquiring all the different tiles that are around us. Turn 8. Heroes arrive. Alright, I think we've already discovered another faction, which is actually really bad. Wait, is this just going to one-shot these guys? Okay, blowing stuff up is a good strategy. The real question is, if I step in here, am I just going to instantly die? Maybe not. I do see a Necron tomb and a webway gate over there. And I don't think that makes me feel very confident. Also, I just changed the brightness because it felt really weird. So, don't be surprised if your eyes are flashbanged by all the snow. Now, there are heroes in this game. Hero might be a strong word because we're going to recruit our Lord Commissar, whose sole purpose is to shoot guardsmen and motivate everyone else. Alright. I expected the beginning to be a lot easier than it was, because we've immediately run into a bunch of enslavers who can enslave weak-minded units. And oh boy, you bet your sweet Bippy our guardsmen are weak-minded. I love them to death, but they are definitely going to run away quickly. And now there's a bunch of ambles over here who are going to completely destroy our guardsmen. Dude, this place sucks. Why is the Imperium fighting over this planet again? All I know is that we just found some recaf leaf, and I have no idea what that is. But I'm just going to assume that's some kind of drug, because boy howdy do we need it. Also, I don't mean to question the wisdom of the Imperium, but I am a little curious as to why we're building on orcoid fungus. That can't be good. What I do know is that the giant robot is back, and it is completely destroying more Imperial Guardsmen. This thing is now completely surrounded by all of our guards. Is it going to kill another unit? Well, they are. That's unfortunate. We should keep track of how many guardsmen I lose over the course of this video. We're up to 2. I think. Turn 12. The robot problem. What does this thing actually have? Which is so crazy. It has tentacles of the Omnissiah. Fearless. Okay, that makes sense. Feels no pain. Reflects range damage. Oh, that's good. Well, I definitely need to kill the datasmith over here, because I think this is not going to be possible if we leave him alive. Meanwhile, my poor guardsmen are just going to be cannon fodder, distracting the massive robot. I do, however, now have our fantastic Lord Commissar over here. We can level him up to give him an ability. As much as I really want to take summary execution to increase our morale, I think I really have to take the armor penetration, because there is no way we're killing this thing otherwise. Oh, I could also give him this item right here, which will allow us to increase morale. We do have access to edicts that we can use in our city, so we're going to use this one for more production in our Imperial barracks. And we use influence for those edicts up here. And you know what? Just to get crazy with it, let's build another Imperial barracks to get even more guardsmen out. We need more guardsmen, he says, as he watches the existing ones get flamethrowered into oblivion. There's another one. Oh god. I didn't think it could get worse. Incoming transmission. Administratum Bulletin 003. Urgent. Excessive equipment. Damage detected. Castellan robot encounters have resulted in 847% above average lasgun attrition. Current lasgun replacement cost 4,200 thrones. Reminder: lasguns must be returned in working order upon guardsman death, or family will be billed. The Emperor's mercy does not extend to property damage. Well, you know what? I'm just going to ignore that notification. Fortunately, I think I can use this bring it down ability right now. And that should hopefully give us some armor penetration. Wow. That's still absolutely no damage. We went from no damage to slightly less than no damage. Somehow, we're taking more damage than we're dealing every time we hit him. That's great. I'm so happy. Is our commissar actually good at fighting? Well, he's better than the rest of the guardsmen, I guess, which is not saying much. Although now we can start getting a Primaris Psyker, which is hopefully going to be slightly better than all the other garbage we're training, because we're going to need it. And there's a giant scorpion. Oh my god! He's only got 7 health left, I think this Umble is going to kill us. On the bright side, losing some of our guardsmen is actually very necessary, because we're currently starving to death. Oh, the food problem solved itself because our guys died. And of course, now that the robot has 4 HP left, I unlock the armor-piercing grenades that actually do damage. Yeah, see, that is so much more damage than we were doing before. And I think I can actually allow him to get the kill. And hopefully that gives him a bunch of XP that just immediately levels him up. Turn 15. The first execution. Okay, honestly, this commissar is basically just putting the whole team on his back right now. And you know what your reward is? That I'm going to shoot like one of the 3 remaining guys. I got an achievement. Execute a coward. The dude was just standing in the settlement, minding his own business, holding the line. Now we got to shoot that guy. Guys, trust me, he was a heretic or a coward, whichever one sounds better. Incoming transmission. Administratum Bulletin 004. Violation detected. Summary execution protocol engaged without proper Form 40K-EXEC authorization. Commissar's execution quota 0.3 per standard week. Your current rate 1 execution in 15 turns. 4.7 executions per week equivalent. An inquisitorial audit has been scheduled. Please prepare all morale documentation. Note: each unauthorized execution incurs 50 throne administrative fee. 50 thrones? For shooting my own guy? This is outrageous. Alright, but at least we now have our Psyker, and I can give him an ability which... Okay, see, these are actually good abilities. Yes, good. Another armor penetration ability that I only have access to after killing the one armored enemy. These guardsmen are unbelievably dead. Good luck, guys, because my commissar is going the other direction. Okay, by some miracle, they survived. Well, I mean, not all of them survived, but more of them survived than I thought they would. Turn 20. The power spike. And now the power spike begins. This is the research that makes our guardsmen actually pretty decent. And it is the ability to heal themselves. So this does cost an action, and I believe it also requires our movement. I'll actually double check right now. Oh no, we can move and then use it. So that is going to heal 50% of our guardsmen hit points, and we can use that for free. It's got a 10 turn cooldown, but all in all, it is very, very, very good. I am really hoping that my Psyker doesn't just die immediately, because that would be really sad. But we do have to destroy this Imperial Bastion. Well, you know what? There's really only one thing to do at this point, and that is to shoot my own random guy behind me. and then give everybody extra morale. Another win for the Imperium, am I right? Incoming transmission. Administratum Bulletin 005.
Critical alert, execution rate. Now 847% above recommended Imperial standard. Morale boosting efficiency 12%. Cost benefit analysis suggests
Alternative motivational strategies. Inspirational speeches. Extra rations. Not killing your own troops. Inquisitor. Erasmus Ledgerbound has been dispatched to your location. ETA 40 turns. The Emperor's accountants are watching. An Inquisitor named Ledgerbound. Oh, this is bad. This is very bad. Now, soldiers of the Imperium, I know this might not sound like a good idea, but I need you to run into that barbed wire and then throw a bunch of grenades.
It's still not even doing that much damage. Alright, this thing should be finally dead after throwing like 700 grenades at it. Please, Molten Beam, please don't get my guy killed. Alright, okay, nice.
Turn 25. Artillery unlocked. Now we're starting to research some of the really good stuff, like field ordnance batteries. So now we're going to actually get access to units that have long range. Because our infantry in the front, their purpose is not to do anything but sit there. The artillery is what's supposed to do all the damage. And speaking of damage, we've also stumbled upon an old one, artifact. Each one of these artifacts gives us, I believe, 10% more damage on all of our units. So we do want to try and get a bunch of those. Also, what just happened? Why is the frame rate like 9,000% better all of a sudden? Not that I'm complaining. Ah, okay. So in true Imperial fashion, it seems our Guardsmen have been mind controlled by some enslavers. Yeah, I do need to sort of deal with that, because, surprise, surprise, it's actually quite bad. I think we can take out these guys and we're just going to have to ignore our Imperial Guard friends. I'm sure they'll be fine in the clutches of the mind control right about now. The game really wants me to target them, which I don't want to do. Oh, okay, nice. So we can just kill the enslavers. And I think we get our unit back. Oh, nice. I thought I was going to have to kill him for a second, which, you know, is not that different from normal operations in the Imperium. It does seem like their morale is actually a little bit low, which is quite problematic. So we're going to solve that with a good old execution. And that should... There we go. Morale is back up, baby. Incoming transmission. Administratum Bulletin 006. Expense report. Irregularity. Mind control incident. Recovery cost 0 thrones. Expected Guardsman replacement cost if executed 240 thrones. Fiscal efficiency achieved. This is the first competent decision you have made. Unfortunately, you are still 12,000 thrones over quarterly budget. Please advise.
Oh, so now they're happy with me?
Turn 30. Tyranids discovered. Finally, my Psyker has a real ability, which is Life Leech, so he's not going to die instantly. Oh, alright. The first faction we've run into is the Tyranids. I don't love that. I would have preferred to go against literally anybody else, probably. Of course, my guardsmen are kind of already fighting the equivalent, which is just tons and tons of giant scorpion creatures. Needless to say, they are not thriving over there. And okay, well, they're just dead, actually. On the back of that debilitating loss, my commissar has the ability to do the funniest thing ever. I'm just saying there's only one guy left in that squad. Alright, we can just melt this. Holy crap, he just melted the scorpion. Watch out, the commissar's coming. Well, I think I have to send this guy to go die. Holy crap, I think our defenses are getting slightly overrun, considering they just walked past all my units and my commissar is somehow not dead. This is going to help. This is more armor penetration for all of our guys. Alright, I was sounding the alarm, but it looks like we're actually okay. These Imperial Guardsmen are slightly less bad than I thought they were. And we've also got a whole bunch of new ones coming from the other side, along with, finally, our ordnance batteries. And there is the last. Amble dead. Turn 35. The Castellan Nightmare returns. Oh no, it's another one. I can't be free. When I die, I will arrive at the gates of heaven, only to be met by a Castellan robot who will burn me alive. This is my premonition. We do at least have artillery now, so this is going to make it a little bit easier to take down the big mechs. But I think we need to sprint all of our heroes over there so we can actually do something. There is another one. The first one ran away. And then the second one came in. There is no god. You know, I was going to say, maybe if I just bum rushed them in open field, and then I watched as my unit just evaporated. That was probably not my best move. Alright, at least the Molten Beam does some amount of damage to them. I swear I am not giving up. He's trying to run away. And, okay. I'm definitely not going to catch him. Oh my god, I think I've done it. I think I have finally killed a single one of these stupid robots. All it took was a considerable number of guardsmen and all my sanity. Well, another Imperial Guard unit lost to getting enslaved. Just another day in the Imperium, I guess. Incoming transmission. Administratum Bulletin 007.
Quarterly review. Guardsman losses 847. Guardsman budget allocation 240. You are operating at 353% over capacity. Current outstanding debt 24,680 thrones. Recommendation: consider cost-effective alternatives such as not losing all your units to robots. Also, why are you researching expensive artillery when you haven't paid for last month's rations? Inquisitor Ledgerbound ETA 25 turns.
Look, I'm trying my best here. Do they want me to conquer this planet or not? Turn 40.
Second city founded.
We do though get access to a second old one artifact. And I'm not entirely sure. Oh, this one increases loyalty. Oh, that's amazing. So, loyalty basically augments all the production of all of our cities. And I say cities because I just haven't gotten the second one yet. Because I'm an idiot. I need 40 influence. And on account of all the garbage I've been doing with all of these guys, I have basically none. Admittedly, I did forget for about 5 turns that my citizens need somewhere to live. So, people were slightly very homeless. But, to be fair, poverty is better than death. Speaking of which, there's something I forgot to do. Blam! What's nice about all my infantry is that they only cost food upkeep. So I'm basically able to just field tons and tons and tons of them. On top of that, my barracks also give me population limit and food. So I can just spam out barracks. And we are going to have a massive swarm of fairly mediocre infantry that are continuously getting upgraded as well. Because we're just going to increase their armor here. If we keep going, there's even more stuff. Improved frag grenades is awesome. Now, also, if I kill these enslavers, do I now get those Imperial Guard back? Yes. And they're in the middle of nowhere and surrounded. Maybe they were better off being mind-controlled. Finally, city number 2 is actually here. And I've got an even more creative name than the last one. Meatpacking Plan 2. I do love how I just founded the city and I don't even have enough resources to build a single building in it. It truly just keeps getting better and better. So, the next thing we have to head towards in terms of research is a basilisk, even more long-range artillery. I believe this artillery only has 3 range, which is not that much, but the basilisk is going to have far more than that. I think it has like 5 or 6. And even now, our crappy field ordnance is absolutely destroying stuff. Holy crap. And I think that's also going to give our commissar the level up to level 6. There we go. After dying, the Lord Commissar immediately comes back to life. Pain is temporary. Honor is forever. Turn 50. Chaos discovered. Oh, and there's the Chaos Space Marines discovered. So, sieging down these cities is a lot harder than just killing the normal units on the map, because all of their defenses are ridiculously busted. So, we're really just going to need lots and lots of artillery, or, I mean, technically, with enough ground troops, I could do it. Theoretically. But would I really send endless numbers of soldiers into the meat grinder of their certain death? We'll answer that question later. Oh no, it looks like the boys have arrived. Plague Marines, Chaos Cultists, Khorne, Berserkers, and more Chaos Cultists. I don't think I want to be here right now, considering I am fighting even more Castellan robots. I love watching all my progress get undone over and over as these things get repaired and I lose more units. But at least why do I only have 39 influence? I'm getting 4.7 per turn. I just got trolled. I need 0.3 more influence to actually found a city, something that I have been trying to do for so long, because my income is garbage. I have at least. On the other hand, we've got a pretty big force of guardsmen over here that we're going to just keep pushing up to try and take on the chaos dudes. Wait, he can repair every turn. I hate my life. Okay, well, after we start building basilisks, they are not going to be able to run away. Because, yeah, the cannon has 6 range. That is like orbital range. That's going to be ridiculous. Incoming transmission. Administratum Bulletin 008. Budgetary crisis. Basilisk construction approved. Unit cost 2,400 thrones per vehicle. Current available funds 340 thrones. Your crusade is now officially operating on Imperial credit 47% APR. Compounding daily. Monthly minimum payment 800 thrones. Failure to pay will result in asset seizure protocols. The Emperor's patience has limits. So does his treasury. 47% interest. This is usury. This is heresy. Turn 60. The Chaos Offensive. Finally, another robot dead. Okay. I am noticing a distinct lack of Chaos infantry. Somehow that's worrying me more than when I saw them. Finally, the Basilisk is here. Oh, it can already hit that far. That is insane. I just realized I could use the summary execution on my heroes. There's no way this actually works, right? Okay, you know what? I'm going to save real quick. I'm just curious. Oh God. But I could just kill the Psyker. Laughter. That's so gross. I also just researched a death strike and I actually have no idea what this is, but from the visual of a massive rocket on top of a vehicle, I very much want to build this thing. But even without that, the might of the Imperium, and more specifically, the millions of artillery shells that I have wasted into this place, over and over and over again, and also life leeching. And finally, the Chaos Fortress is dead. My Psykers also now have the ability to start scrying. So, I do get to see where all the different enemies are. And this is even more cities up here. This is terrible. The Necrons are going to come from below me, and I'm going to die? Incoming transmission. Administratum Bulletin 009. Attention. Chaos faction eliminated. Expected salvage value 8,400 thrones. Actual salvage recovered 240 thrones. Discrepancy investigation initiated. Where are the other 8,160 thrones, Commander? Also, artillery shell expenditure for this battle 67,000 shells. Cost 134,000 thrones. Your total debt is now 287,000 thrones. Inquisitor Ledger Bound ETA. 15 turns. He is bringing an Auditor General. An Auditor General? Oh no. Oh no, no, no. One of the things that I never quite understood about 40k, and I think I just didn't read enough into this, is the machine spirits. So, is it like if you're trying to use a toaster, then a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus needs to come to your house and wake up the toaster? Like, just shake the toaster a whole bunch and it's like, please, toaster, I need you to wake up just this once. Turn 70, orcs appear. Uh-oh, and here's the orcs all the ways in the top left. I was going to say, Chaos is just about dead. I think this is their last city. And then the orcs are just chilling up here. I don't know why they haven't done anything to Chaos. they might be at war with someone else. His name is Weird Boy. Fascinating. Finally, no more chaos. That was far harder. The heretics are dead. I mean, they name half their cities Heretic. The Astra Militarum celebrates long into the night. And then the commissar just starts executing people in the morning. Perfection. And just in time too, because it looks like a bunch of death marks from the Necrons are starting to come over from the right side. I've just been massing units over here, and our production is actually starting to turn into something not totally garbage. So each of these cities will soon be producing a whole group of infantry every single turn. I'm also going to found our 4th city right here, which is going to immediately drop the loyalty of all of our other cities by 6, which kind of sucks. But I think we'll be okay. That's pretty bad. Minus 20% production. I'm surprised we can't just start executing random citizens to increase the loyalty. But hey, you know, one of my criticisms of this game... Oh, no! I take it back. I just haven't researched that yet. Incoming transmission. Administratum Bulletin 010. Imperial Edict research available. Civil suppression protocols. Costs 1,200 thrones. Effect: execute civilians to increase loyalty. However, each executed civilian reduces tax base by 3%. Current civilian population 8,400. If you execute more than 2,800 civilians, your cities will produce net negative revenue. Choose wisely. The Emperor protects, but the Militarum accountants do not. This is insane. I'm being financially penalized for everything I do. Turn 75. Necron assault. Okay, it looks like a lot more of the Necrons are actually starting to show up, and I do literally 0 damage to them. That's not good. Oh, just as the Drukhari get obliterated, I don't know who did that. Oh, yeah. I didn't mention this at the beginning, but there is no diplomacy in this game. I can't make peace with anyone. It's just kill. Or in our case, I think it's a lot more reminiscent of just being killed, because I don't think, yeah, even my best grenades really don't do that much damage. Oh, but apparently my Psyker just melts them. I will definitely be using that. Thank you. And those. Okay, thank you. Alright. There are definitely considerably more Necrons than I thought there were. And are they just entire armies of death marks? Well, not quite. But their units are definitely a hell of a lot better than ours. It's almost entirely death marks. The best I can do is run over here and then watch as my guy gets overwatched and almost dies. I'm just role-playing what an Imperial strategist would actually do. Okay. Also, I just recruited the Death Strike and I'm noticing range 2 to 12. That is incredible. Wait a minute. How far? Holy crap. This thing is intercontinental. So we could just nuke things from all the ways over here. I look at the animation played first. I was going to say I can't imagine they have that many more units. I'm just frag grenading them into the ground, which is apparently working against the Necrons, but they are doing a lot of damage. The destroyers are pretty good as well. And what are those? Oh, okay. That is also very scary. Yeah, the Imperium's finest is kind of screwed. On the bright side, I did realize there is literally nothing down here. So I can bring all of my artillery down, along with all of my heroes too. Okay, we need to really retreat. Oh yes, I forgot. They can also just hover on water. And there goes, basically, the entire front line in a single turn. That's nice and reassuring. Yeah, so we're just gonna back up all the ways into the city because I don't think I can hold pretty much anything here at this point. My artillery is really good, which is nice. But that's pretty much the only saving grace we have. Everything else of my actual Imperial soldiers kind of just sucks. Actually, I think I can get these guys in range. Yeah, the artillery actually does real damage. Turn 80. Lord of Skulls spawns. Wait, quest added. Skulls for the Skull Throne? A great mechanical demon beast is rampaging across the planet. Stop it! Kill the Lord of Skulls within 10 turns. I have no idea where this thing is. And it is probably really scary too. Also, that's crazy that my Psykers could just one-shot the heavy destroyers. Wait, you know what? I think this quest spawns in the very center of the map. So I should be able to do this like right in the center. And okay, no, he's not there. I don't know where the Lord of Skulls has actually spawned, but I think it's inside of wherever the Necrons' territory is. So I think they just got screwed by this. Incoming transmission. Administratum Bulletin 011. Chaos. Incursion detected. Lord of Skulls designated as priority Omega threat. Mandatory engagement required. Failure to eliminate within 10 turns will result in A. Planetary exterminatus. B. Your immediate execution. C. Seizure of all military assets to pay outstanding debts. Current debt 412,000 thrones. Note: deploying sufficient forces to defeat Lord of Skulls' estimated cost 89,000 thrones. You don't have 89,000 thrones. The Emperor's mercy is finite. Good luck. So basically, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Great. Just great. So, my tech priest engineers can awaken the machine. And I guess I'm going to do that on the giant rocket launcher to give it more accuracy. I don't even know how this thing could miss. It's like firing a nuclear bomb inside a barn and trying to destroy the barn. You can't possibly mess that up. I swear I've definitely lost at least 100 individual guardsmen by this point, in terms of like unit models. Because I just witnessed the entire Necron army come out of nowhere just to smite these poor guardsmen. On the bright side, my death strike does 30.7 damage in one shot. That is insane. I think my other guy over here could come over and just instantly kill them. Yep. Kamehameha. Oh, attain the highest level with a unit. I just got an achievement for that. And I think it was, yeah, getting our commissar up to level 10. So This man is an absolute world and beater now. He has pretty high, basically. Just everything. 75% armor damage reduction, 50% hero damage, 33% invulnerable damage. I don't exactly know what that means, but I think it's just he's very, very tanky. Oh, and he also self-revives upon death. Turn 85. Soft locked. Wait, I just got a quest to kill native Xanos. And I'm pretty sure that just means to kill people that are native to the planet, like the grey enemies. But there are literally 0, because I have killed all of them. Soft-locking myself out of the main questline was not something I thought I could do, but here we are. Incoming transmission. Administratum Bulletin 012. Quest. Failure, native Xanos. Elimination protocol cannot be completed. All native life forms exterminated. Genocide efficiency 100%. Bureaucratic efficiency 0%. This planet was supposed to be colonized, not sterilized. Estimated economic loss from complete ecosystem destruction 2.4 million thrones. Adding to your debt, new total 2,812,000 thrones. Inquisitor ledger-bound ETA 5 turns. He is no longer alone. He has brought the Auditor General. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Turn 90. Orks engage. Oh, okay. Finally. I was wondering when the Orks would notice me sitting on their border with all of these units. I'm not sure if they can beat the flash kits. Somehow I enjoy that we can fire light artillery at Ork bombers, and it's actually reasonably... Whoa, what was that animation? Play that back again. That Ork just tweaked out into the 3rd dimension. I keep forgetting this, but my Imperial barracks generate food and give population limit in my cities. So I am just spamming out as many of these things in my capital. And I am training 1 Guardsman unit every turn, and sometimes 2 Guardsman units every turn. And we're trying to pump that up to like 3 or 4. I may have slightly underestimated the Orks because I left only a single Guardsman to basically hold back the entire Ork wave. Turns out that didn't go very well. On the bright side, my intercontinental artillery can fire all the ways over here. Oh my god, I can hit all of their units. That's so ridiculous. I've just taken a skull altar, and I am noticing that my Imperial Guards are gaining blood blessing, gaining them attack. I'm getting the feeling that there's some kind of heresy here, considering it's talking about violent tributes heaped in offering for Horn's throne. So, I'm not sure what these Guardsmen are doing, but hey, 17% more damage is 17% more damage. Incoming transmission, Administratum Bulletin 013. Heresy detected. Imperial forces utilizing chaos corruption artifacts. Immediate censure recommended. However, fiscal analysis indicates 17% damage increase equals 12% reduction in munitions expenditure equals 18,400. Throne savings over 20 some items. Heresy status. Economically justified. Proceed. The Emperor's accountants work in mysterious ways. Did they just approve heresy because it saves money? Turn 95. I am the problem. Really, I just got an achievement. Eliminate all native life on Gladius. That means that I am one kill off completing this objective, and it has soft-locked me from completing the main quest line. I'm just too damn good at genocide. I'm being punished for my success. So, I've been pretty much destroying the Necrons over here on the right side. They're not putting up much of a fight anymore. And then I'm looking over back at the left side. And it is total chaos, considering this thing has 129 max health. And if I have my soldiers actually walk up and attack it, they do literally no damage. So I think the only real strategy is that I am going to just swarm it with even more Imperial Guard. I have so many who are just thrown across the battlefield. At the rally point, I actually realized that I can't produce more than 1 unit per turn. So it just accumulates all the excess production. So at any point, I can just start mashing out bullgreens. I might have to take back what I said about the Necrons, because my Guardsmen are doing 1.4 damage to this guy. I have a feeling that this Lord is basically going to be the Necron Doomslayer for the next 10 turns and obliterate all the Guardsmen I have over here. It's a good thing I don't really care. Wait, hunter killer missile research. So it just gave this to all my vehicles, and it's an action with 12 range. So now all my artillery is just completely insane, I guess. Turn 100, the Lord of Skulls returns. Oh my god, there he is. I didn't realize he actually respawned. I've only got 6 turns to kill this guy. And the only thing I have in the area is just tons and tons of Guardsmen. How good is he at killing them? Alright. I would say very good, considering he has multiple free-ranged abilities and a melee attack that does the entire HP pool of one of my Guardsmen. Well, good luck to the poor guys that are actually going to have to fight this thing, which is a pretty huge number of soldiers, but it has 108 horsepower. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of Guardsman deaths, isn't it? I do 1.2 damage. Ooh, that's rough. Better get started then. I'm going to really hope that this thing doesn't have melee overwatch. There's no chance it does. Okay. Well, now it has ranged overwatch, and that basically does the same thing. Wow, that was a lot of damage. Fortunately, I've got a lot of Guardsmen, and we can kind of just surround this thing, and hopefully it dies. It also regenerates 2 hit points per turn, which is 2 of our Guardsmen attacks every turn. So we gotta put in the work. I'm also bringing my artillery back to try and do a little bit of extra damage. Not really a lot. I've only got 4 turns left to kill this thing. And I mean, I'm not entirely sure we're even going to be able to. It's just going to disappear in a second. And even being surrounded by this many Guardsmen, it's just not taking damage. It seems that the first war boss of many has made its way down. Unfortunately for him, I have prepared immensely for the Orks in the north. Okay, I have to kill it by the end of this turn, and I don't think that's actually possible. All my infantry have really low morale, which is hurting their damage. The exact moment you need a commissar to come and execute an innocent soldier, they're nowhere to be found. I'm throwing everything I have. He's got 12 health, and I can only bring him down. Oh my god. That's ridiculous. All the ways down to 8.5 hit points. This man has killed like 50 soldiers on his own. It is incredible. And this is the part where he leaves, doesn't it? Okay. He leaves right after getting all my stuff down to 1 HP, reducing all my infantry down to no morale, and almost destroying my death strike. That's awesome. And now I have to wait for him to return at full health.
Incoming transmission. Administratum Bulletin 014.
Lord of Skulls engagement analysis. Guardsman losses. 52 squads. Replacement cost 12,480 thrones. Damage dealt to target 92.5 HP. Target escaped. Mission status. Failure. Your debt has increased to 2,824,480 thrones. Inquisitor Ledger bound EATA 2 turns. Prepare for audit. Turn 102. The reckoning arrives. I don't know if he shows up again at the same exact spot, so I'm just going to surround this one area and see if he spawns in like 10 turns. My commissar just casual gets lasered into dust, and then it just rises back from the ground like Jesus. Meanwhile, over with the Orks, I am just launching the largest wave offensive of masses and masses of guardsmen. Ironically, the only people doing any damage, the guardsmen are taking all the damage, but the real damage dealer is just this one psyker who is one-shotting basically everything he comes across. Like, goodbye entire unit, telling my guardsmen to run face first into the 129 hit point Gorkanaut. And oh, okay, it's a lot more than just that. And I think this unit is completely dead. Not quite. I think they held pretty well. They can give themselves some morphine or something, and maybe hold off one turn from this thing. What I'd like to understand is how they have so many hero units that are leveled up. They have 3 psychers right here, a war boss, and all of the vehicles that keep coming down from Fort Gork. Incoming transmission, Priority Alpha. Inquisitorial override, Ledger bound actual. The screen flickers. The usual green Administratum interface is replaced with the blood red seal of the Inquisition. Commander, this is Inquisitor Erasmus Ledger bound of the Ordo Economicus. I have arrived in system with Auditor General Tiberius Spreadsheeters and a full accounting tribunal. Your financial discrepancies are staggering. In my 240 years of service to the Emperor's fiscal oversight, I have never witnessed such a blatant disregard for budgetary protocol. You have exceeded Guardsman allocation by 847%. Executed soldiers at 1,567% above recommended rates. Accumulated 2,824,480 thrones of unsecured debt. Utilize chaos artifacts without filing proper heresy tax exemption forms. Committed complete genocide against native species. Destroying all potential tax revenue streams. Failed to submit 12,847 mandatory expense reports. Your crusade is hereby suspended pending full audit. All military operations will cease immediately. You are ordered to report to my vessel for financial tribunal. Failure to comply will result in immediate exterminatus of Gladius Prime, your execution for gross financial incompetence. Your family's assets seized for 7 generations. Your name stricken from Imperial records. You have 24 hours to prepare your defense. The Emperor's justice is absolute. His accountants are eternal. Ledger bound out. Oh no. Wait, what? They're suspending my crusade? I'm like 5 turns away from winning. The twist unfolds. I look at my forces. Hundreds of guardsmen. Dozens of artillery pieces. A level 10 commissar who can't die. Psychers who can melt anything. A bane blade. I have literally conquered 80% of this planet. And I'm being stopped by an accountant. You know what? No, absolutely not. I've sent too many men to their deaths to let some bureaucrat with a ledger stop me now. New objective. Defeat Inquisitor Ledgerbound. Wait, that's an actual objective? Oh, this is amazing. Apparently, I'm not the first commander to tell the Administratum where they can shove their expense reports, because there's an entire secret quest line for this. Turn 103. The final battle begins. A massive inquisitorial ship descends on the northern continent. It's not labeled as any particular faction, it's just marked as Ordo Economicus. And then they start deploying. Oh my god. They have Inquisitor Ledgerbound, level 15 hero, 240 hit points. Auditor General Spreadsheetus, level 12 Psyker, 180 hit points. 12 squads of fiscal enforcement stormtroopers. 6 audit servitors. Basically Castellan robots, but with calculators. 3 budget annihilator tanks. And worst of all, a debt collector titan, 450 horsepower. The debt collector titan has an ability called Seize Assets that can literally steal my units and turn them against me. This is insane. This is absolutely insane. But you know what? I've been preparing for this my entire campaign. I have an intercontinental nuclear missile launcher. I have hundreds of guardsmen who are very used to dying for nonsensical reasons. And most importantly, I have a commissar who has executed so many of his own men that he's basically achieved godhood through sheer bureaucratic violence. Turn 104. Operation Fiscal Irresponsibility. That's not ability. Alright, here's the plan. I'm going to do the most financially irresponsible thing possible. I'm going to throw everything at them. First, I'm going to hit them with the Death Strike. Maximum range,
straight into their landing zone. I don't care about collateral damage. I don't care about cost-benefit analysis. I especially don't care about filing an expense report.
Boom! The nuclear explosion lights up the northern continent. When the smoke clears, I've taken out about 40% of their army in one shot.
Ledgerbound's voice crackles over the vox. That missile cost 47,000 thrones. You are making this worse. Good. Now I'm going to send in the Guardsmen. All of them. Every single one. I've got 47 squads of infantry, and they're all converging on the inquisitorial position.
The audit servitors start mowing them down. My casualties are catastrophic. In 3 turns, I've lost 23 squads of guardsmen.
Incoming transmission. Administratum Bulletin 015.
Casualty report. 23 squads eliminated equals 5,520. Thrones replacement cost. Your debt is now 2,830,000 thrones. Please cease and...
I literally shoot the communicator. My commissar executes another random guardsman. For morale. Ledgerbound is screaming about Form 40K-EXEC violations. I don't care. The morale boost gives my guys just enough strength to charge the audit servitors. My Psyker melts one with life leech. My basilisks pound another into scrap. The guardsmen swarm a third one like ants on a corpse. Frag grenades flying everywhere. Turn 108. The Inquisitor falls. Ledgerbound himself is actually kind of terrifying. He's got this ability called Financial Audit that reduces all my units' stats by 30% in a massive radius because he's documenting their deficiencies. But here's the thing about bureaucrats. They're not used to people who just don't care. My commissar walks straight through the audit field, takes 47 thrones worth of damage per step according to the helpful pop-up that keeps appearing, and just shoots him. Not with anything fancy. Not with a special ability. Just walks up and shoots Inquisitor Erasmus Ledgerbound of the Ordo Economicus right in his stupid bean counting face. Ledgerbound. This is gross financial negligence. You'll never pass the audit, Commissar. Blam. The Emperor's budget is infinite. Your life is not. Turn 110. The Titan. But we're not done. The debt collector. Titan is still standing, and it's absolutely destroying my forces. It keeps using C's assets to take control of my guardsmen, and I have to watch as my own men fight against me, which, to be fair, is very thematically appropriate for the Imperial Guard. I've lost 34 squads now. My artillery is running low on ammunition. My Baneblade is at 40% health. And then I remember, I still have the Lord of Skulls quest active. New objective. 2 Titans enter, 1 Titan leaves. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. Turn 111 in Chaos Intervention. Right on cue, the Lord of Skulls reappears. And he's right next to the Debt Collector Titan. For a moment, everyone stops fighting. My guardsmen, the Orks, even the last surviving Necrons. We all just watch. Khorne's mechanical demon of infinite violence versus the Imperium's avatar of soul-crushing bureaucracy. They charge each other. The battle is biblical. Every turn, they're doing 60 plus damage to each other. The debt collector tries to seize assets, but apparently Khorne doesn't believe in fiscal responsibility.
The Lord of Skulls keeps regenerating because blood is being spilled everywhere. My guardsmen just sit there, eating rations and watching. After 4 turns of combat, they kill each other simultaneously. The Lord of Skulls explodes in a shower of brass and skulls. The Debt Collector Titan falls, crushing several Audit servitors and, ironically, destroying 340,000 thrones worth of Imperial property. Quest complete. Skulls for the Skull. Throne. Quest complete. Defeat Inquisitor Ledger Bound. Achievement unlocked. Fiscally irresponsible. Turn 115. Victory. With the Inquisitor dead and his forces scattered, I turn my attention back to the Orks. My remaining guardsmen now, only about 20 squads, because I've lost like 60% of my army push forward into Fort Gork. The Orks actually seem kind of impressed that I told the Inquisition to go to hell. I think they respect the absolute insanity of my strategy. Doesn't stop me from throwing grenades at them, obviously. Turn 120. Final assault. I've got a whole bunch of new units coming from the other side along with my last basilisks. And there is the last Orc settlement. The final battle is almost anticlimactic after fighting a literal inquisitorial accounting team. The Gorkanaut puts up a good fight, but my commissar, now level 12, after executing approximately everyone, just walks through the front door and starts shooting. 3 turns later, Fort Gork falls. Turn 122. The planet is ours. Victory. The screen shows the Imperial Aquila spreading across the planet. Campaign complete. GLADIUS Prime conquered. Final statistics. Guardsmen lost. 87 squads. Enemy factions eliminated. 6. Native species genocided. 100%. Inquisitors killed 1. Outstanding Imperial debt 3,240,000 thrones. Executions performed 47. Chaos. Artifacts used 3. Expense reports filed 0. Special achievement. The Accounting Heresy. You conquered an entire planet while being simultaneously hunted by the Inquisition's Financial Oversight Division. The Administratum has declared you economically excommunicate. Your name has been added to the Fiscal Enemies of Mankind list. You owe more thrones than some hive worlds generate in a century. Congratulations. Epilogue. 2 months later. The final cutscene shows my commissar sitting in the governor's palace on GLADIUS Prime, feet up on the desk, surrounded by thousands of unread financial documents. A nervous cleric approaches. Sir, the Administratum has sent another 12,000 thrones in late payment fees, and blam. The commissar shoots the document. Commissar, tell them we're a sovereign world now. We don't recognize imperial taxation. Clerk. But, sir, that's heresy. Commissar. Son, I killed an inquisitor with a spreadsheet obsession and survived a Cowardice Titan by using it as a distraction. I think we're a bit past worrying about orthodox imperial policy. In the distance, another inquisitorial ship approaches. Commissar sighs. Ready the death strike. And somebody get me more guardsmen. I've got a feeling we're going to need them. Cut to black. Post-credit scene. A serene office in the Administratum on Terra. A road official marks my file. Economically irrecoverable. Exterminatus pending. Debt. Forgiveness denied. He pauses, then adds in small letters. But he did conquer the planet? Economically questionable? Strategically effective? The Emperor's accounting is mysterious. The end.
Final thoughts.
Man, what a ride. I lost like 87 squads of guardsmen, killed an inquisitor, and told the Imperium's bureaucracy to eat plasma, and somehow won. If there's one lesson to take from this, it's that the real enemy in Warhammer 40K isn't chaos, or the Tyranids, or even the Necrons. It's the goddamn expense reports. Thanks for watching, and remember, the Emperor protects. The Administratum does not. And if an accountant ever shows up to audit your crusade, just shoot him and blame it on chaos.